This is why coin hunters never ignore pennies. One tiny detail, a wrong planchet, rare date, double design, or copper-zinc transition can change a 1-cent coin into a treasure. Let's start with Lincoln Error We Hat Penny. The 1925 Lincoln Wheat Penny feels like a coin from another world. It is small, old, and often dark from age. Many examples are worn smooth from decades of use, but every one of them carries a piece of early American coin history. To most people, it may look like just an old penny. To collectors, it is a copper survivor from nearly a century ago. In 1925, America was deep inside the Roaring Twenties. Cities were growing, radios were entering homes, automobiles were changing daily life, and small coins still mattered in everyday purchases. A penny could buy candy, help pay for newspaper, or complete a small transaction at a local shop. These coins were used constantly, not protected like collectibles. On the front is Abraham Lincoln, the portrait that first appeared on the cent in 1909. On the reverse are the two wheat ears, framing 1 cent, and United States of America. This wheat reverse is one of the most loved designs in American coin collecting, and it is one reason old wheat pennies still attract attention today. A normal 1925 wheat penny was made from bronze, with 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, and it weighs about 3.11 grams. That weight is important because collectors use it to check whether the coin matches the correct planchet. If the weight is far too low or too high, the coin may be damaged, or it may deserve a closer inspection for a minting error. And keep watching this coin until the end, because the final price reveal shows how a tiny old wheat cent can become a major collector prize when the right error and condition come together. The 1925 penny is interesting because age alone does not guarantee huge value. Many were made, and many circulated heavily. But when a 1925 wheat penny shows a rare error, strong detail, or exceptional preservation, the story changes. One of the most exciting errors is an off-center strike. This happens when the blank planchet is not properly centered between the dies. Part of the design may be missing, and part of the coin may remain blank. If the date is still visible, collectors find it much more desirable because the coin can be identified clearly. Another possible error is a clipped planchet. This occurs before the strike, when the blank is punched incorrectly from the metal strip. The coin may show a curved, missing section along the edge. To a beginner, it may look damaged, but a true mint-made clip has signs collectors recognize. A lamination error can also appear on old copper coins. This happens when impurities or weakness in the metal cause part of the surface to peel, crack, or separate. Some lamination errors are small, but dramatic examples can make a coin look unusual and collectible. Collectors also search for double die features. On a 1925 wheat penny, they may inspect the date, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the reverse lettering. True double dies are created during die preparation, not from normal machine vibration, so careful checking is important. Condition is another major factor. A worn brown 1925 penny can still be collectible, but is not the same as a high-grade example with sharp wheat lines, strong Lincoln detail, and attractive surfaces. Copper naturally changes color over time. Red examples are much harder to find, while red, brown, and brown coins are more common. This is why collectors look at grade, color, error type, and authenticity together. A coin with a dramatic error but heavy damage may bring less attention than a clean coin with a clear, certified mint mistake. Professional grading helps confirm whether the coin is genuine, whether the error happened at the mint, and how well the coin survived. If you find a 1925 wheat penny, start with the date. Then check Lincoln's portrait, the wheat ears, the rim, and the surface. Look for off-center design, clipped edges, lamination cracks, doubling, die cracks, or unusual weight. Compare the weight to 3.11 grams. And never clean the coin, because cleaning can destroy collector value. Most 1925 wheat pennies are not life-changing coins. But the rare ones, the unusual, authenticated error pieces with strong condition and collector demand, can become extremely powerful. And now comes the final price reveal. A rare 1925 wheat penny error coin with a right minting mistake, condition, rarity, and certification, could possibly reach around $290,000. The 2009 Lincoln Presidency 1-cent penny is not just a modern penny. It is the final chapter in a 4-part story created to honor Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday and the 100th anniversary of a Lincoln cent. Most people see it as a simple coin from 2009, but collectors know this design carries something deeper, the ending of Lincoln's journey. The reverse of this coin shows the unfinished United States Capitol Dome, representing Lincoln's presidency in Washington, D.C. This was not a random design. During Lincoln's time as president, the Civil War was tearing the country apart, yet construction of the Capitol Dome continued. That image became a symbol of national unity, strength, and the idea that America would keep building even during its darkest days. At first glance, the 2009 presidency penny looks common. It is modern, copper-colored, and easy to overlook. You might find it in a drawer, a coin jar, a roll from the bank, or mixed with ordinary pocket change. But this coin belongs to a special one-year series, and that makes collectors look closer. A normal 2009 circulation penny is made from copper-plated zinc and weighs about 2.50 grams. That weight is important. If a 2009 presidency penny weighs far away from 2.50 grams, collectors begin asking questions. Was it struck on the wrong planchet? Is the plating unusual? Is there a minting error hiding under the surface? And stay with this coin until the end, because the final price reveal shows why even a modern Lincoln penny should not be ignored. The 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial cents were released in 4 designs: birth and early childhood, formative years in Indiana, professional life in Illinois, and presidency in Washington, D.C. The presidency design was the final one, making it feel like the closing scene of a historical documentary. It does not show Lincoln as a boy, a worker, or a young lawyer. It shows the weight of leadership. But collectors do not look at history alone. They look for errors. One possible error is a double die, where parts of the design may show extra thickness or doubling. On the presidency cent, collectors inspect the lettering, the date, Lincoln's portrait, and the Capitol Dome details. True double dies are different from machine doubling, so careful inspection matters. Another possible issue is a plating error. Since the coin has a zinc core covered by a thin copper layer, some examples may show bubbling, peeling, weak plating, or exposed zinc. Not every plating issue is valuable, but dramatic mint-made examples can make the coin more interesting. Collectors also search for off-center strikes. This happens when the blank planchet is not properly centered between the dies. If the design shifts and part of the coin remains blank, the error becomes visually strong. If the date is still visible, collectors usually find it more desirable. A wrong planchet error would be even more exciting. If a 2009 presidency penny was struck on a blank mint for another coin, its weight, size, or thickness would not match the normal 2.50 grams. This kind of error must be authenticated, but if real, it can attract serious collector attention. Condition also matters. Many 2009 pennies were saved, but not all were preserved well. A coin with scratches, stains, dull color, or zinc spots will not bring the same attention as a clean, bright, high-grade example. Red color, clean surfaces, sharp details, and strong eye appeal all matter. So if you find a 2009 Presidency Lincoln penny, do not spend it too quickly. Look at the Capitol Dome. Check the date and mint mark. Study the surface, rim, lettering, and weight. Look for doubling, plating problems, off-center design, missing details, or anything unusual. Most 2009 Presidency pennies are common, but a rare error example with strong condition, certification, and collector demand can become far more valuable than its 1 cent face value. And now comes the final price reveal. A rare 2009 Presidency Lincoln 1 cent penny error coin with the right minting mistake, condition, and authentication could possibly reach around $47,000. The 1982 Lincoln 1 cent penny is one of the most important modern pennies in U.S. coin collecting. It looks ordinary, but this year is not ordinary at all. In fact, 1982 is one of the most confusing and exciting years for Lincoln cent collectors because the coin changed in more than one way. This was the year the U.S. Mint transitioned from the older bronze cent to the newer copper-plated zinc cent. Before the change, Lincoln pennies weighed about 3.11 grams and were made mostly of copper. After the change, the new zinc cents weighed about 2.50 grams and had only a thin copper coating over a zinc core. That means a 1982 penny cannot be judged quickly. You have to check the date style, the mint mark, and the weight. And stay until the end, because the final price reveal for a rare 1982 Lincoln cent error shows why this one year is so important to collectors. The 1982 penny also has large date and small date varieties. This makes the year even more complicated. Some coins have a larger, bolder date, while others have a smaller, more delicate date. Collectors look closely at the shape of the numbers, especially the 2, to tell the difference. So with a 1982 Lincoln penny, there are several questions. Is it copper or zinc? Is it large date or small date? Does it have a Denver D mint mark or no mint mark from Philadelphia? Does the weight match the type it is supposed to be? The most famous 1982 error is connected to the 1982 D small date copper alloy penny. This coin is legendary because the Denver Mint was supposed to be striking small date cents on zinc planchets, but a tiny number were struck on older copper alloy planchets. That means the coin has a D mint mark, a small date design, and a heavier copper weight of about 3.11 grams. That combination is what collectors dream about. Imagine searching through a pile of 1982 pennies. Most people would never check them, but a serious collector places each coin on a digital scale. One reads 2.50 grams. Another reads 2.51. Normal zinc. Then suddenly, a 1982 D small date reads close to 3.11 grams. That is the moment everything changes. Weight is the key. A normal zinc cent should weigh about 2.50 grams. A copper alloy cent should weigh about 3.11 grams. If the variety and the weight do not match what is expected, the coin deserves serious attention. But authentication is critical. Many people misidentify large date and small date varieties. Some scales are inaccurate. Some coins are damaged or altered. A true rare 1982 transitional error must be checked by experts. Other 1982 errors can also be valuable. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double dies, die cracks, and wrong planchet errors can all make a coin more interesting. Zinc cents can also show plating bubbles, peeling, or exposed zinc, but not every plating issue is valuable. Some are common or caused by damage after circulation. Condition also matters. A rare error in poor shape may still be interesting, but a clean, certified example with strong detail and eye appeal will always attract more attention. Color matters too. Copper coins with strong red color are usually more desirable than red-brown or brown examples. The 1982 penny teaches collectors one powerful lesson. The smallest details can completely change value. One date style, one mint mark, and one weight reading can separate a normal penny from a rare transitional mistake. If you find a 1982 Lincoln penny, do not throw it into a jar without checking. Look at the date style. Check for the D mint mark. Weigh it carefully. Compare 2.50 grams for zinc and 3.11 grams for copper. Then inspect for doubling, clips, off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual surfaces. Most 1982 pennies are common. But the rare error examples, especially transitional copper mistakes, wrong planchet coins, and authenticated high-grade varieties, can become serious collector treasures. And now comes the final price reveal, a rare 1982 Lincoln 1 cent error coin. With the right transitional mistake, condition, certification, and collector demand, could possibly reach around $167,700.